On this video here, I'm not doing a product review, but I just wanted to talk about some options as far as camping equipment, if you will. So let's go over a couple of options. This is one that I just acquired. It costs about 500 bucks. It's a 12-volt refrigerator. Not only is it 12 volts, but it also comes with a 120-volt adapter that plugs into the side. I can run it at the house, I can run it off a generator, I can run it off the car, not a problem at all. This particular unit's 65 quarts, very easy to open. Plenty of room inside for one couple. My family, we generally bring Oliver with us, and we can fit all our stuff in here. Last time we went out, we brought another friend. All his stuff fit in here too. This is great. You can just change the temperature, battery protection level, compressor speed. Do you want eco mode or just keep it cold? We drove this unit through Death Valley at 113 degrees outside. It maintained such a cold temperature, it actually froze our fruit inside. Again, it was about $400, but well worth the investment. I believe it's 65 quarts, runs on 70 watts. So here's the solution I came up with to power this thing. So let me move this back. Underneath this battery box here, this is the same box I use for my trolling motor on my boat. But it's also got cigarette lighter ports on the side for charging ports, one on each, battery level indicator, and circuit breaker protection for both the main lugs and the power ports. Perfect. If something happens, I know what's going on. I can check the level on here. I can check the battery level on here. I'm running it off the cigarette port inside of here. Or I'm using my adapter, plugging in the fridge, plugging in the battery, and now I'm running off this battery to run the fridge. But when I'm driving, I'm lucky enough to have a 7-pin fifth wheel connection inside the bed of my truck. Now, when I'm driving, I'm charging the battery and running the refrigerator at the same time. It's fantastic. When I want to, I can simply pull this whole unit out of the truck, leave it back in camp if I want to, but I'm the type that eats so much, I pretty much take it everywhere I go. A little more about this connector. It's a 7-pin adapter to 2 charge ports, cigarette lighter ports, whatever you want to call them. Got it on Amazon for about 39 bucks. It plugs straight into any 7-pin connector. In this case, run the fridge, charge my phone, run some lights, whatever, charge my action cameras, whatever, so on and so forth. That's really handy. Oh, I forgot to mention, this also has a light inside. Fantastic. This display is really hard to see during the day. A lot of dust gets back in there. That's my one complaint, and it makes it hard to see. So what it shows you now, though, battery level indicator, temperature. This hasn't been run. I just turned it back on. It's been sitting in the back of the truck. Your battery protection, what level you've got it set at, low, medium, high. Compressor, do you want it on max or eco mode? The other thing I wanted to show was it's got a light inside. I have gotten stuff so cold that it literally froze, so I don't see any reason why I couldn't take ice cream out into the woods if I wanted to. So let's push this one aside and talk about a couple other options. These are great coolers. I've used them for many years. They're very inexpensive, easy to clean. They take a fairly good beating, as you can see. This one's got an access port to the top for drinks, or open it up to get all your stuff inside. The only thing I don't like, these are great as far as I'm concerned for short-term trips or day trips. If you go much longer, you got to worry about draining the thing, because if you get too much water inside from melting ice, it's going to soak your food. Then your food's all wet. I don't know about you, but I don't like wet cheese. So these are great, but you do have to drain them. With the refrigerator, that's never an issue. Granted, not everybody has the budget to spend $500 on a refrigerator. $500 is a lot for a cooler, but I have a friend that just bought one used for the same price, half the size. It retailed for $1,000. So this is not the most efficient 12-volt refrigerator out there, but anything larger or higher price is kind of outside my budget. That was kind of pushing as far as it was, but I am never going back. So again, these are great if they work for you. If you don't camp all the time, these are probably your best bet because they're very inexpensive. I'm just giving you food for thought to help you decide on what might be the best option for you. If you're just starting out camping, something like this might be a better option. Maybe a smaller version is a better option, because I don't see any reason to go out and spend that much money if you're only gonna use it once a year, unless you've got that kind of money. Otherwise, these are really good. So let's find something in the middle here. I've got another cooler. One second, let's push this out of the way. Everybody's familiar with Yeti coolers. As far as I'm concerned, the most expensive thing on the planet. This is a 65 quart, so about the same amount of cubic space inside as the electric fridge, but pretty close to the same price. I think this one retails for $400. This one retails for $500. This one uses ice, this one does not. Here's an advantage though. This one's very rugged, very strong, padlocks on both sides. If the handles break, they're replaceable. If these handles break, they're replaceable. If the hinges wear out, the hinge pins are replaceable. I think these are fantastic coolers. Currently though, I've been using it more as my dry cooler. So I'll put my bread, my chips, anything that I don't necessarily expose to all the elements, if you will, I'm gonna keep it in here. Because everywhere I go, as you can see, I've got plenty of space. I also tow a trailer. We'll do another video on that one at some point. I have a 6x10 box trailer that I throw everything into. The only thing that rides in here, in the bed of this truck, is fuels, water, and the refrigerator. This is an 85 amp hour deep cycle battery for boats. It's meant to be dropped down real low and then cycle back up. A normal car battery won't take that kind of a use. They don't like being dropped real low. So it's worth it if you're going to be going outdoors. I can use this with a 1000-watt inverter to run LEDs throughout the camp. I can see everything and not have an issue. I've run the refrigerator, my camp lights, and everything else off a 1000-watt inverter for 2.5 days and still had charge on this. I don't know how long this would actually run, but it's 70 watts. It's not that much. So if I got a 100-watt solar panel, I'm kind of ahead of the game. Now I haven't really done the math. That's just an off the top of my head number. Probably want something a little higher because during the night you're going to be using power but not generating power. So you want to put more power into the battery than you would be during the day. So I leave you with this question. For the price difference of an extra $100 for the plug-in refrigerator versus the Yeti, I'm going to worry about contaminating my food with water from the cooler because I forgot to drain it, having to buy ice on long trips multiple times if I'm out for a week, having to make sure people bring it in different intervals. I think this is well worth the investment to me. I wouldn't buy another Yeti, I'd buy another one of these. The Yeti's making, like I said, making a great dry cooler, but I'm using this everywhere I go now.